What does the next generation think about CrossFit world right now? We've had our 2024 Teams Camp, and we did things that we only do this time of the year. Epic outdoor workouts, and of course some lessons that we taught to the athletes and definitely will use in the future. Next generation's opinion is really important to us. So I've talked to these young athletes to see what they think about the current situation of the sport, and of course, what they would like to see in the future.
I feel like the interest of it is getting lower and maybe more like overseas competitions are getting.
The youth of our sport is gonna talk loud and clear in this video, so let's roll the footage. Good afternoon. You're back in the vlog.
It's good to be back. So we're on team camp. It's just like our team camp, annual team camp of the year. We're going to do a little bit of leg strength, so back squats, and then a conditioning piece. The conditioning piece is a little bit actually the station work of Hyrox.
Did the athletes give you any feedback about how they feel about Hyrox?
Not yet.
It's cool, but it's a lot of running mixed with too many wall balls.
Which station do you think you are the best?
Maybe like burpee broad jumps or sled.
I want to shout out Thomas. I think I've done like 15 team camps or something, but Thomas has the record for the furthest person travelled to a team camp. It's literally like, you probably couldn't be any further away in order to come to a camp.
How did you get here?
Done 4 flights, one of 9 hours, 2 of 7 hours, and 1 of 2 hours. New Caledonia, Singapore, Dubai, Paris, Mallorca. I want to create a good opportunity for my future in the sport.
We have a new athlete coming on board.
Thomas, our first ever athlete from New Caledonia, it'll be exciting.
I'm even tired of 30 hours of flight. I'm still going to back squat and doing a long conditioning.
And guess what Thomas's 2RM back squat is?
180.
180, which is pretty impressive. He said he had chicken legs, and I was like, well, they must be very strong chickens.
How old are you?
18. If I can work with John in the future, I will move to Mallorca. The center of CrossFit is now Europe, so I want to be part of it and not be doing the work alone in my little island. I'm the only teen in my island that do CrossFit, and since I'm 12 years old, I'm surrounded by older peoples. I just want to be part of the CrossFit world. The only chance I had is to go to the games this year, in 16-17. I've done 2022, 2023. I was a semi-final athlete.
Let's see how much you lift.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna do a Hyrox workout. Athletes are gonna do 5-minute AMRAP of 2 stations with 2-minute rest before changing. And before starting, I checked with these young athletes if they like Hyrox compared to CrossFit. Did you do a Hyrox before?
No, I haven't.
Are you thinking about it?
I would want to do one. Yeah, running and burpees.
Did you Okay, so what are the stations that you are gonna practice so far?
It's ski plus sled push. Yeah, and then it's burpee broad jump, sled pull. Row plus walking lunges, farmer's carry plus wall balls. Yeah. I was thinking if we're gonna do the farmer's carry there with the kettlebells, are we gonna do the wall balls here? Oh yeah. So it's turning into a running workout either way. Yeah.
Do you think it's more exciting sometimes than CrossFit?
I think if you do it like once a month, you get excited for that session. But I'm more excited to do like lifting and CrossFit.
Should've had it down by now. Always fucking around. Ain't got a clue how to claim a virtue. I'm never kidding.
very cool. So doing cardiovascular things, the heart rate is higher than when I'm in New Caledonia, whereas the weather is around 33 degrees Celsius. So
yeah, when it's like this, you need a bit more warm up as well.
yeah.
It was fun, but like from 4th round, so it is from 20th minute to the half of workout, I said, oh man, it's gonna be tough.
Have you ever tried a Hyrox race or prepare for it?
I want to compete with my dad in a pair. He thought about it and he asked me if I want to, and so I said yes, because I was thinking about taking part in the Hyrox. But in a pair with my dad, it may be fun.
Okay, the day was done. So what we did was going back to La Finca. John is always looking for really good houses with pool, big space, so athletes can relax, interact with each other, laugh, making new friends. So what he did, as I said in the intro, is meeting all these athletes in the living room and talk about the current situation of the sport and what they would like to see in the future.
I wanted to know your view of how the sport is evolving.
Pretty hard question.
It's a very hard question.
Especially like it's hard to like figure out where we're gonna end with it, because it could go in so many directions. I feel like games is I feel like the interest of it is getting lower, and maybe more like out of season competitions are getting.
Now there's like plenty of other competitions we can do, and it doesn't, because the games aren't what we are expecting from them, doesn't mean that we can't do anything.
Like every year they changed up everything, so it's hard to like plan anything or set up specific goals for like making semifinals or anything like that. Yeah, I think it would be good to have like multiple big events during the year versus just one.
Yeah, we can't be like, okay, I'm gonna organize my season like this, I'm going to do this competition at this time, because the CrossFit season is always moving.
Other sports that are coming up and doing a little competition to CrossFit, like Hyrox or other organizations.
I think it's good that there are other sports coming up, because then they're pushing CrossFit to like improve things, versus if there was no other sport.
Yeah, it's easier to train for Hyrox maybe. You've got just to improve every movement, but in CrossFit we've got to be good at maybe everything, so there is a much more variety of movement.
It's also kind of the fun part of CrossFit, like preparing for the unknown. Always be preparing new stuff, learning new stuff all the time, so we don't like have 10 movements you just have to perfect, but you like get good at everything instead.
Do you think we should keep ourselves under the umbrella of CrossFit?
I think for the sport to evolve, it's going to take to CrossFit more than being a brand, maybe become a sport.
I would say that CrossFit, we need more transparency, and I also think that we need like to make the games great again. Yeah, so I hope we will still be under CrossFit's umbrella and like be part of CrossFit, but they need to change things and professionalize things so that athletes that are living from this can actually live from it.
CrossFit maybe should focus more on athletes rather than on money. The judge needs to have level 1. I think on the semifinals you need to do the workouts in affiliate, so it's another costs.
So I think CrossFit should offer more like competition opportunities for young athletes, especially. The 16 to 17-year-olds is the last like age group before the elite. I think for most of us now we're gonna have to just train freaking hard for a few years to make it to the elites. So I think they should create maybe one more age group between that.
The CrossFit Games has always been like the biggest competition, and I think it should be the biggest competition. But it's like off-season competitions. I feel like there should be like a bit more focus on those, because those are also like the competitions that the best athletes are attending those. It's not only like the games.
It was really interesting to see that despite the current situation of the sport and the crisis that it's living, I think it's really important that they continue to trust CrossFit and they continue to be part of it, but of course there's gotta be some changes. For the rest of the day, team rested, because definitely we had to save up some energies for next day. It was gonna be a really long one. John can explain a little bit what's gonna be about.
What do you think we are gonna do today?
Maybe burpees.
Is there something new?
Maybe.
Oh.
Stay tuned to find out. Why do we do the early morning sessions? And a part of it for me is paying kind of homage to where I came from in my training journey. So in the martial arts world or the fighting world, like it's very common. You get up early, you do your conditioning, you do your run. It's a very beautiful place, Manuel.
Yeah.
Did you bring the drone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Compared to...
Cute drone shot.
Huh?
Cute drone shot. The next stage as an elite athlete, it's not a given. They're going to have to work hard for it. It's not going to come easy. And I think a part of being able to get up early, do your training session and do something hard, maybe when other people are sleeping or you don't necessarily want to do it, is actually an important quality to instill in the next generation of athletes, because they're going to need that hard work ethic in order to get to the next stage. So I think it kind of starts to achieve that as well. Strong Victor. You're going to grab that log.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, teamwork, nice.
So thrust the rock. Lunge rock, burpee rock. We're going to change the teams, girls and guys. We have to do accumulated in the team 50 thrusters, 50 lunges, 50 burpees. And you can divide it anyhow. You just have to get those 50, 50, 50 done any way you can. Meanwhile, new to this year's team camp, now we're going to go over here. We're going to take this log from here to the other side, but the log's going to be in the water. Freya, can you take the log out into the water by where that rock is? Yeah, you guys are going to head out as well. There's like a rough idea of what the session's going to be, but I quite like within these sessions to, let where we are and nature kind of dictate what we have. There's a log, there's rocks, we've got the beach, we've got stairs. Sometimes you have to do hard things. In order to get the reward, hard things need to be done, and actually I think that you can teach yourself to be able to do hard things. And it's a learned ability. And the more you learn that ability, the more comfortable you get with it.
What do you have planned for the final?
Just a little jog.
They already jog a lot, no?
But I feel that they could jog a bit more.
You guys think you're finished?
I think he's gonna make us run back to the house. It's like almost 4 kilometers. Oh, Richard.
This is happiness, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Always.
At the biggest.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that. Okay guys, you can put the stuff in the back. Time for chucking out. No, we're going to be jogging back.
Of course.
Then you.
Okay, so I didn't talk only to the kids. I also talked to John and I asked him about his vision of the new possibilities in the 2025 CrossFit season.
3 team camps we've been together. Why do you keep doing them?
You know, it's fun. We get to come to like a cool house. You guys will get to see the house that we're in. It's like good food, good training, good environment. And as you can see, like the amount of friendships that have been formed just because of a team camp, so nice to see. And you know,
do you think their vision of the sport is changing?
This is also a really interesting thing. Like it gives,
because you ask normally in the team camps the same question, right? What question do you ask?
Interesting, you know. I like, what's their favorite brand? What YouTube channels do they watch? What kind of social do they follow? And our vision of the sport's changed.
Most of them agree that we should continue being under CrossFit umbrella.
I think it's important, like if we do look at other examples, that you need something where the best athletes compete together, because that creates excitement. It takes away this like what if question of like, what if this person's here, what if that person's there? And people talk about this live PGA divide. So obviously golf's a huge sport, but even within that world it started to create this division, like, okay, will Scotty Scheffler, who's world number 1 right now, be world number 1 if the other players were playing in that league? So it creates this like division away from it, and I think that it would be sad if that happens to CrossFit, that some of the top athletes aren't competing in, or let's say the top athletes are divided between all these different leagues. The reality is, you know, the world that we live in, that it's probably going to take a few years and one's going to emerge as the best, and the hope is that it is a clear standout, and that actually then everyone resonates with that one, and it kind of keeps that drive going forward.
What's the WFP?
The World Fitness Project, an emerging league or competition. What we know so far is that I have 2 kind of tour events and a final event later in the year. Have 20 signed pro athletes, male, female, and then 10 athletes will be able to compete and enter into this league in order to go through. So it's like an emerging competition within the CrossFit space.
Could be a thing in the future?
Anything right now has the potential. What happened at the season, the athletes not necessarily being as happy as they had been in the past. I think it just unearthed a lot of raw feelings around it, and there's not necessarily a huge amount of clarity from the games, and that leads to more uncertainty and more questions.
Okay, I believe John had enough minutes in this blog. Since I took charge of the YouTube channel, he's always complaining that he hasn't got enough minutes. So there you go. Click the like button if you think John deserves to be more on camera. So next up is C23, where Jacqueline Dahlström is waiting for us, and she's gonna prepare a power snatch class for the kids.
Dahlström.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿tú?
Muy bien, muy bien. Have you ever been a coach?
I have been a coach.
Like a class coach?
Yes, but it's been a couple of years since the last time I coached a class. And this is also very different because it's a lot higher level than your everyday. Did you have to go in the water or stay dry?
We had to push the log into the, like we had to swim the log and swim
with the log.
Yeah, and to.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, so when I first started, I joined the team camps actually. So like back in 17 and 18, I would do the whole team camps. Yeah. We're gonna start from a high hang position, and we're gonna do 5 just slow and control muscle snatches. We're gonna do power snatches, but we're just gonna warm up the squat a bit, just as we probably start catching lower and lower. But I'd like to see you, rather than going like out and very wide, I'd rather see you go lower, and then I want you to have a no rep because you went too low, not because we're doing weird shit. Bars down, and Iris, I'm reps, and I want everyone to have a look at this. So what you notice is the bar stays very close to the body the whole time, do you see? And the elbows go up. So we go up, we don't go back. You can rest now. So we're gonna try one more set, but what I want you to focus on is that we go up. So just like we're jumping, yeah? We don't do this when we jump straight up, yeah? So just like we just did with the vertical jumps, we're gonna go here and we're gonna go straight up. We leave the arms loose for now and we just shrug, okay? So we're just gonna do like when you're doing a push press or a power jerk, that's the dip we do. We keep it in the hips all the time and we use the legs to drive up. Bar close, yeah? 5 reps. Good, nice. Stay upward, then we're gonna go up, back rack, power jerk. And what I want you to focus on is how it feels in the catch. So when you catch it from the power snatch and up, it should feel exactly the same when you do the power jerk. Yeah, so just feel how it feels and then try to adjust the next one to try to get them as equal as possible. Yeah, 5 reps. Use your legs before arms. So arms straight. Arms are the last thing, okay? So drive with the legs. Good. Nice. Nice. We row, 12 clean and jerks, 45-30, and then in the remaining time, as many toes to bars as we can do. Rest 2 minutes, repeat 3 more times.
I think it's fun other than the rowing. Rowing is not fun.
But you're good at it.
I am good at it, but I still don't like it. Yeah. But it's gonna get creepy with the clean and jerks.
Yeah. Any number to aim to?
I don't know, I think I'm gonna see what it's like after the first round and then I'll have an idea.
And then you tell me.
Yeah, and I'll tell you. And I'll try to stick to it.
40.
40, yeah. 40 or 50.
So you could be a really good aerobic coach.
Instructor.
Let's go, guys. Good morning. Good. Yeah?
I couldn't hold on to the bar in the end. Yeah.
What lessons have you learned in this team camp?
Eat straight after training, focus on movement quality, also with lighter weights. Yeah, I think those are the top 2.
That we can work differently, especially with my injuries. This morning was very interesting, mentally, and it was very funny to see how the mind can adapt. So yeah, if I have to remember something, is that the mental part is a big part of CrossFit.
And that was the team camp of 2024. This is our last vlog of the year. We will see each other again in 2025, but the most important thing is that you have to check the programs and courses that the Progrm is offering always. Link in the description down below. You are not gonna regret it after doing all these friends and family meetings. See you next year.